everyone, I am Thuy, and next to me is my teammates. So today we are here to discover the most sacred and ancient pagoda in Hue City, Thien Mu Pagoda. So what is the best thing about this place? Let's get started with me and here we go. First of all, when it comes to Thien Mu, we will remember that Thien Mu Pagoda deserves to be one of the most mentioned beautiful landscapes. Not only does this go on romantic poems or Hui characterized lyrics, but Thien Mu is also considered a sacred pagoda and a site not to be missed by any tourist when setting foot in the Asian capital. Thien Mu Pagoda, also known as Thien Mu Pagoda, is located in Ha Khe Hill on the north bank of Hương River in Hương Long village. It is about 5 kilometers from Hue City, which is easy to reach from the city center. Furthermore, legend has it that when Nguyễn Hoàng became the governor of Thanh Hóa, he personally examined the terrain here to prepare for the flood to expand the business for the Nguyễn family later. During a horseback ride along the Hương River upstream, he encountered a small hut jutting out by the meandering, clear blue water. The earth looked like a dragon looking back, and I found out that this hill is called Ha Khe Hill, built in 1601 for the order of the first Nguyễn Lord, Nguyễn Hoàng. And Thien Mu Pagoda can be regarded as the oldest out of 536 pagodas in Hue. Thanks to the development and prosperity of Buddhism, the pagoda was rebuilt on a significant scale under the Lord Quirk period, Nguyễn Phúc Chu 1691 to 1725. Lord Quirk contributed a great two-tone bell called Đài Hồng Chung. The Lord then oversaw another series of major expansion and construction projects. Accordingly, the largest expansion phase in the pagoda's history in 1714, namely the Thiên Vương Shrine, Đại Hùng Shrine to Heavenly Realm. The chained emperor hall for preaching Dharma, towers for storing sujat, bell towers, drum towers, meditation halls, and halls to venerate. Many architectural works which no longer exist today. Lord Quirk also personally wrote and carved into the Lord Stele 2.60 Mr. height and 1.2 Mr. wide about the construction of buildings here. The stele was placed on the back of a hailstone turtle, described simply but extremely breathing, with its expanded scale and natural beauties. Since that time, Thien Mu Pagoda has become the most beautiful temple, experiencing many historical events. Thien Mu Pagoda was once used as an altar for the earth in the Joseon dynasty about 1788 and was restored and rebuilt many times under the Nguyễn kings.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are stopping at the most magnificent tower in Hue, and this is Phước Duyên Tower. You know, Phước Duyên Tower is a famous symbol associated with Thien Mu Pagoda, and Phước Duyên Tower still holds an important position in the architecture and history of Thien Mu Pagoda. At first, Phước Duyên Tower was called Từ Nhân Tower, but for some reason, King Thuy altered it after it was done. This tower is about 21 meters and consists of 7 floors. It was built in the front of the temple in 1844. Each floor of the tower has Buddha image. Inside there is a spiral staircase leading to the top floor, where the golden Buddha image was formerly worshipped. The tower stands majestically and dignified, symbolizing the image of Buddha protecting the people here. The tower was built in the middle of the courtyard, the outer part of the temple. It is the place that has attracted a lot of tourists, because the architectural layout in this courtyard is really in close harmony. The location of the tower for the entire temple is an extremely favorable position, experiencing many ups and downs of history, sunshine, and rain of nature. But Thien Tower still stands here, and it is a symbol that has been deeply ingrained in the minds of Thai people in particularly, and the people of the country in general. After going through Tham Quan Gate, we will enter the main hall of the pagoda, and now we are standing in front of Đại Hùng Palace, the most prominent architecture of Thien Mu Pagoda. It is located right in the main hall of Thien Mu Pagoda. The temple is also a place to worship material Buddha with the desire to bring joy and happiness to everyone. As you can see, Đại Hùng Palace is built with solid cement and painted in wood color. This is what makes it extremely intimate and dignified. Almost tourists, when coming to Thien Mu Pagoda, they will visit Đại Hùng Palace. And coming here, we will encounter both foreign and Vietnamese tourists. There are people who only come to visit the architecture as well as the related spiritual story about Đại Hùng Palace, and there are also people who come to burn incense to visit Buddha and pray for peace for themselves and their families. Especially the awareness as well as the care that tour guide gives tourists when visiting this place. It is because of the respect that tourists give to the religion of this place. So the space here is always quiet and peaceful. Around Đại Hùng Palace, as well as the temple grounds, are on green trees and flowers taken care of by monks. With the very heart of monks' love for people and nature, Thien Mu Pagoda has been interspersed between the beauty and the architectures as well as the landscape here.
In Thien Mu Pagoda, there is no car which people carefully preserved. Buddhists from far away or tourists should spend a little time to admire the autumn-tinted car, the Austin Westminster brand car, with the praise and convey the most venerable Thuy, who burned himself in June 11, 1963, to oppose a Diem government. In 1963, the political atmosphere of the South changed, that there had no escape for peace under the Ngoi Diem government. Exile shoot and fire burned down the sky to spread the communist and Buddhist circles. During that time, Venerable Thuy, the abbot of Ân Quang Temple, was not willing to suffer the Buddhist being spread in the pool of blood and decided to set himself on fire to protest Diem new government's atrocities. Nearly half a century has passed. The Austin Westminster automobile still keeps its modern, comfortable, luxurious beauty, but over time, it has become old and rotted. However, the car number DBA599 will still live forever with the heroic events of self-immolation of patriotic Quang Đức. There is one more part to Quang Đức story, little known but remarkable. After the blade took Quang Đức remains, tens of thousands of Vietnamese rose up in protest, forcing them to turn the monk's remains back over to Buddhists for proper ceremony. The master's followers returned these scant remains. At the end, where its remains were finally reduced to ashes, Quang Đức heart, which had not burned, was a heart black and solid, was retrieved, enshrined, and treated as sacred relic. The stone heart was taken to the Thien Mu Pagoda in Ho Chi Minh City and placed in a special vault. It's preserved there to this day, taken out once a year during a most solemn ceremony. Most Venerable Thich Nhat is a famous architect in the temple. He devoted his life to the development of Buddhism in Vietnam. In addition, he was also respected by the people, by countless public activities, helping his people. When he passed away, the people and temple administrators buried the Venerable under the tower located at the end of the campus to show their gratitude to the revered monk. These tombs were built with 6 floors. According to Buddhist people, only the most vulnerable monks got buried under the 6th floor tower, as no 7th floor tower are just for Buddha. There are many ways to get to Thien Mu Pagoda. If weather permits, you might rent a bicycle and ride 3 miles from the city center to the foot of the hill. Take a tour of the city. Sometimes make the Thien Mu Pagoda the last stop in the tour. After visiting the city's famous tombs, allowing tour participants to conclude the tour with a dragon boat ride from Thien Mu Pagoda to the Hue city center. Individual boat ride may also be commissioned from most hotels in Hue. At an average cost of $15, Thien Mu Pagoda takes about an hour to reach by boat from the city center. If you are planning to visit Thien Mu Pagoda, but don't know how much the ticket price is, don't worry. The pagoda is open for all days without an entrance fee, so it's convenient for you to plan a day trip to explore all the highlight attractions of Hue.
Anh ơi hè về rồi, em ơi hè về. Đông qua lâu rồi anh em đặt chén rượu xuống cho bớt lè nhẹ. Anh cười bộ con lê, em tháo khăn quàng cổ. Anh tạm rời bàn làm việc cùng em xuống phố đón một phần nợ. Em ơi lên xe mình đi.